Hi guys, welcome back to another episode Up and Running. Thanks for watching. Alright, on today's episode, we're going to see if we can get this old Econoline van running. I hope you enjoy it. Alright, so the deal on this van is we have no idea when it ran last. The original owner of this passed away, and we really don't know anything about it. I don't know if it's been 1 year since it ran, 10 years, 20 years. I just don't know. There's just not a whole lot of details about it. So anyway, let's get to it, and I appreciate you watching. All right, everyone, this is Keith. His family has owned this van for how long?
Since it was new.
Since it was new.
Drove it off the lot.
Drove it off the lot. Where'd they buy it? In what state?
Abilene, Texas.
Abilene, Texas. All right. So this was your grandfather's van?
It was my wife's granddad.
Wife's granddad. Okay.
He bought it new.
So you used to go on family trips in this?
I've been on a couple, but before I was in the family, they made a lot of them. They went everywhere.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. So he passed away recently, and so now it's time to get it out of the estate so we can all be set.
Exactly. It's time to find somebody who wants one.
All right. Well, we'll see what we can do.
Awesome.
We'll see if we can't get it sold.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks.
All right. Now let's go push it out and get this over with.
Be good for the blooper reel. What are the cars you got going on?
Right now, this van.
Awesome.
I sold everything last week.
Well, so, yeah, there you go.
Alright guys, sorry it might be a little breezy today. Let's take a look at this van that I picked up yesterday, and I'm going to try to get running and driving. An estate actually has this. It's a one owner. The gentleman that bought it new just passed away. So we need to get it running and see if we can't sell it. So let's take a look at it. I haven't even looked at it really close yet, so we'll both take a look at it together. This thing is super clean though. Yeah, a little Type F. We'll be able to use that. Sorry it's a little dark, it's parked in the shade. Look at these seats. I mean, this thing's in amazing condition. It's got AC. Look at that, you open the door and the step comes out. Let me see if I can catch that for you. Needs to be lubricated a little bit. These seats don't even look like they were ever sat in. And I know in talking to Keith, they used to take it on family trips. It's got all 4 original hubcaps on it. Anyone need an old heater? Probably works yet. I might check that out. Don't know if you can see it, but it says 4,921. So I'm sure it's rolled over. Got 104 on it. Wow, the steering wheel's not even cracked in here. This thing had to have been kept in a garage the whole time. Just a little bit of cracking in the dash over there. I think that's it. Let's pop the hood and take a look in there. Trying to see if there's some kind of rod that holds the hood up. Kind of looks like everything's going to have to get done from the inside. Front bumper's perfect. The windshield's not even broken. Alright, I guess we'll dig into this and see if we can't get it up and running. Alright, I stuck a battery in it just for the fun of it. Let's see if it turns over. It does. Woo-hoo. Okay, that's good to know. Now I will start to take a look at things and see what needs what to get it running. Alright, I went ahead and lifted the doghouse out of there. So you can see the motor, it's a 302. Talk about easy to change the spark plugs. It's interesting, I've never really worked on one of these vans before. So it's kind of crazy that everything is inside. Grab this starting fluid. I'm just going to see if it pops once. I don't really expect it to continue running, but I just want to see where it's at. Oh, look at that. but oh, we got blinkage. Oh, the right blinker's on, the left blinker's on. Well, this thing's even got cruise control on it. Well, it's good to know it's got some fire in it. I'm gonna do what I usually do and take a look at the fuel situation so I don't suck a bunch of crap up in there, but I at least just wanted to see where it was at and what we could do. I'm gonna go ahead and try some of the lights and things like that as well. Put the headlights on, let's see what we get. Both headlights are on. Let's check the tail lights. Both tail lights are on. Let's go ahead and try like turn signals and things like that right away. Alright, I don't know if you can see it, the right turn signal is blinking in here. There. Shut the headlights off so we don't just kill the battery. It's blinking there. Alright, the left is blinking there. Blinking there. Blinking there. Alright, that's a good sign. I was just kind of looking this thing over a little bit, and something I realized is that I was like, well, that's weird, the choke is acting funny, and what I realized is that this thing's got a manual choke on it. You can see it right there, and you can see the choke lever up on the dash. Well, the cable is not in the housing like it's supposed to be, so I'm going to go ahead and try to fix that. I might have to set the camera down here a little bit. There we go. I wanted to get the rubber. You probably can't see it real well right now, but I'll show you in a second. I wanted to get the rubber pinched into the clamp so it would hold better. There you go. I wanted to get that rubber pinched into that clamp. I've got it nice and tight now so it doesn't move. So let's go up here and pull the choke and see if it works. A little stiff. I think it just needs to be lubricated a little bit to get it to close all the way, but it's the adjustment's capable of doing it, so there we go. It's getting better. It's super stiff. So anyway, got that fixed. I'm sure that'll help us get it running. Alright guys, we're gonna go ahead and disconnect the fuel line and hook it up to a can and see if this fuel pump works and if we can get the engine to start and run off the gas can. Alright, I've got a fuel line hooked up to the can here. I disconnected the fuel line up here on the engine. I'm going to turn it over and see if it pumps any fuel out. This is probably going to take a little bit, but we'll go ahead and see what happens. Don't want to burn the starter up. Looks like we're going to have to try it from inside the van. Alright, we're going to go ahead and pull the choke, give it a little whirl and see what happens. We should have a little gas in here now. Shoot a little more in. Alright, good news is we got fuel out of that other fuel line as well, so we're going to hook that back up. It's the downside of having the engine inside. You get gas everywhere, it smells in here. We're going to go ahead and try to start it back up and see if it runs. Awesome. I'm excited about that. So now that we know it runs good, it doesn't make any crazy noises. We're going to take a look at some other fluids and make sure everything is good. I started it with the oil that was in it because it didn't look terrible. I just wanted to make sure it ran okay. And we're going to check the coolant and some things like that. So this is good news. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the coolant, see what we got in there. I don't know if you can see, there is some in there, and it's basically full, so that's good. It looked a little on the dirtier side, so we may end up draining that and changing that later. We'll let it run and get all the crud out of it. Let's take a look at the master cylinder. I can say the pedal went to the floor, so you can obviously see there's an issue here. We'll have to take a look at that. The transmission fluid is inside the van. It doesn't look bad. I'm just looking at the color. You can't check the level without it running and warm. But at least it's got it on the dipstick, and it looks like a decent color. So from this point, we'll move on and see if we can't get it to move. All right, the one thing I noticed when it was running, the oil pressure was really good. So I'm going to go ahead and start it. I'm going to check and see if the battery's charging, if the alternator's working. Yeah, good oil pressure. Let's go take a look at the battery. Yeah, not super high, but I think it is charging, so that's good news. That may come around. Let me put the headlights on once and see what happens. I think it is charging. It's probably just didn't have a big draw. I think it probably is charging, but it's just, there's not a lot of a draw on it right now, so we'll shut it off and take a look at it and see if it drops back down to like 12.6 or something like that. Yeah, that's what's going on. It just didn't have a big draw, so more good news. Alright, I ran a fuel line just into the gas can sitting on the floor right now. I'm basically just going to start it up and see if it goes into gear. So let's see what happens. It goes into gear. My truck's right behind it, so I don't know that I want to go in reverse, but let's go forward a little bit. All right, it went into both forward and reverse. Awesome news. All right, as I mentioned before, one side of this is bone dry. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get some brake fluid and fill it back up and leave it sit and see, or maybe if I can get someone to help me try to bleed that later. The other thing that I noticed in here that I'll tell you guys about is I noticed that if you leave the battery connected, the rear dome light stays on. So I assume the front one's just burned out. But what I noticed is this is broken. Several of the little clips on there are broken, and this isn't shutting it off. I did try to push the button with the, when I had the battery on, and it does work, so that is the problem. So I need to figure out what to do about that. I don't know if I'll be able to find one of those clips or not. Otherwise, I just may unplug it and let the next person see if they can find a clip. So we'll get some brake fluid here. We're just going to put some .3 in it. That one's empty. I'm going to go ahead and grab another one, and I'll fill it up. So that way we have a good reference point. Alright, we're going to call them full, so we'll see what happens. Alright, there we go. On to the next thing. Alright, we're going to go ahead and try to bleed the brakes on this thing now. So, hopefully it works. Alright, go ahead and pump it up. Close. So you don't feel like there's any pressure building in the pedal? Alright, I'm going to lower it and I'm just going to check the... I'm holding it right now. Oh, let go. I'm going to check the fluid level here. It might just be that the master cylinder is bad. Pump it up again. Let go and pump it up. The back one didn't close all the way. That was why. Alright, let's do it again. All right, close. All right, guys, I'll show you what it looks like under the van. You can see this thing is super clean. Oop, almost fell down. Show you the bottoms of the rockers in this thing. They don't get much better than that. Film the other way so I'm not in the light. Alright, the way I've got this rigged up right now is this fuel line right here is just going up into a gas can inside. This is the fuel line that should go back to the tanks. I'm trying to blow air through it, but it won't allow any air through it, so now I have to figure out where it's clogged. Take a look at it. Alright, so right now you can see where the fuel lines come through the frame. Not 100% sure if you're going to be able to see it there, but basically it's right here. It turns to rubber at this point, and it goes over to this switching valve right here. Sorry, it's kind of dark. So anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start disconnecting things and figuring out where the clog is or where the issue is so we can get this figured out. When it comes out of the back of that valve, it splits here. One line goes into this tank, and then the other line runs back here, goes through that connection and into the rear tank. So that's the flow of the fuel line. So I'm just going to start disconnecting things and figure out where the issue is. Alright, we got a clear passage out of that hose, so now we'll figure out if it's going through that valve or not.
So I go to put this on, and I grab it, and it goes like that.
Oh,
right there.
Oh.
What are the odds?
And I lost my pliers. I had it just a second ago. Alright, 5 minutes later, got them. Alright, that one is clear. Okay, that's the one that goes back to the rear tank. So I'm going to check the other one right away. we're gonna see if we can get air through there now. All right, we get air through there. So let's hook this back up and we'll see if we're getting air into the tank.
Go ahead. Yeah, I can blew. You blew dust out of it.
Out of the front tank?
Yeah.
All right, we got it. All right, let's pour some gas in it and see if it stays in the tank or if it ends up on the floor. Alright, I didn't see any running out. Alright, everything on that tank should be fresh fuel at this point. It's going to have to suck it up through the line, but hopefully I can just keep it running long enough to get it sucked up in there. Alright, at that point I think it's running off the tank, so that's awesome. We're going to take it for a drive and see if the brakes work now. Alright, let's see if this party machine will fire up again. We backed it out, we had brakes. I tell you, there's a friend of mine who would absolutely love this. His name's Steve. He could haul around all his friends in here. I mean, he would absolutely love this thing. The curtains are the best part. Alright, let's see if it goes. Fires right up. Right into gear. Takes about 400 turns on the manual steering wheel to get it to go. Here we go on the maiden voyage. Alright, it shifted in a second. Might be a little cold to have the choke all the way open. We got brakes. And it went into third. Let's pull in here and see about doing a little more cleaning on it. Hard to steer this thing with one arm. Alright, we made it. Woohoo! Now let's see if it's just pouring any kind of fluids out the bottom. Hey, nothing. That's awesome. Yeah, it's not pouring anything out. Sweet. Alright guys, today we are going to pull the carburetor off of the van and we're going to go ahead and rebuild it. I'm going to start out by snapping a couple pictures. I know a lot of you are probably thinking I can remember all this. And for the most part, especially when I was younger, I could. Now that I'm a little bit older, maybe not as much. So I always just go ahead and take a couple pictures, and there's still a lot of times I don't need them, but you know, it's better to have them than to not have them, so. Alright, the good thing is this van is real easy, so it shouldn't take long at all to pop this off. Little clip on the kick down, set that up there, pop that off. There's a spring, a return spring. Let's see what. Yep, I guess you just pry this little guy open. This doesn't seem to be a real good way to get this one off. A little more. Alright, we got that off. Then the fuel line. And then the 4 bolts that hold the carb to the engine, and that's it. Oh, one more vacuum line right here that I didn't see. There we go. That's it. Alright, we're going to go ahead and start to rebuild this carb. Hopefully there's no surprises inside. Alright, let's go ahead and put this back on. Alright, that should be everything. I guess we'll see if it runs. Got to get a little gas up in there. Oh, we've got to put the return spring on. There we go. starting to get a little gas. There we go. Alright guys, we're going to pull the wheels off this van and just take a look at the brakes and see what kind of condition they're in and to see if it needs anything.
Oh yeah, pretty decent condition, yeah.
If I did that, I'd die.
It's a little warm, we're going to have to wait a little bit, I think. We'll pull the other side off. While we're waiting for that to cool a little bit, I'm going to show you something underneath that I found the other day, just taking a look at it. So everything in the steering seemed pretty good, with the exception of this thing right here. You can see that thing is in kind of rough shape. I'm struggling to find the component for that. I don't know what that's called or what the deal is with it. I'll show you what it kind of looks like up here. It goes up here and then it goes up to here. So I'm trying to find some Econoline van clubs and things like that so I can figure out what's going on with that or what I need to do to repair that. So just figured I'd show it to you. So I'm going to wait for the brakes to cool and then we'll get back at them. Looks like this just had brakes done on it. Everything's still in really good shape. Everything's basically new. So I'm just going to clean that up a little bit and put it back together. The drum looks really good as well. Looks pretty good. Again, everything's new back here. I don't see anything leaking. So we'll just spray a little cleaner in it, put it back together. Alright, these have cooled down. So they're going to need a little persuasion. I can't. There we go, they're coming loose now. Give them a little love tap and they'll come. There it is. We've just been on here a while. These look like they've been on here a little longer. Of course, they're fronts as well, but they're still in really good shape. I don't see anything leaking or dripping. Every once in a while, I'm getting them so where they stick a little bit. So I think I'm just gonna clean them up, lubricate them a little bit, and wiggle them back and forth and get some lubrication back in them so they work smoothly. All right, we're gonna adjust these brakes a little bit. They're probably just a pinch loose, so there's a little rubber or plastic dealie under here. This one's a little on the dry side. They normally just come right out. This one's falling apart. I don't think this one's going to come out in one piece. Oh, that's my worst nightmare. I don't want it to go in. Alright, it went in. All right, we got these, so there's just a little drag on them. I think you can hear it. So they should be adjusted properly, and we'll go take it out for a drive and see if it all works now. All right, we got this new part for this bushing right up here. So we're gonna see if it goes together. All right,
Call me back and let me
we
know.
got it out.
What's missing?
I think the whole inner piece.
Oh, okay. It's like a top bushing's going, or?
There's a, yeah, I think somebody started this and put it back together, to be honest with you. Because there's another bushing that goes right here.
Yeah.
It's in with the kit. So I think I've got everything. I just got to clean this all up and put it back together.
Oh, cool.
All right, we took a socket and we hammered the old sleeve out, and I noticed there was a little bit of scuffing in there. You might be able to see it, so I'm just going to take a little emery paper and clean that out. I'm basically just doing enough just to clean up the little ridge. I don't want to open the hole up. Okay, it's smooth in there now, and everything else looks really good, so we should be good to go. Yeah, I think that's on. I think we got that all done. The cotter pin's in and it's all bolted together. Steering feels much better now. All right, here we go, we're off. It drives way better. The steering was so bad before, it was hard to keep it on the road. The steering wheel's even straight now. Alright guys, I wish I would have filmed this before. The steering is nice and tight now. I mean, it barely even moves that much. I feel like it's even activating the steering at that point. Before I did that, it had a half a turn of play in it. I mean, it was tough to drive, so this is way better. Alright, let's do like we always do and give this thing a bath. Here it is all cleaned up and looking good. It's too bad this isn't like a 69 Charger RT being this nice. Alright guys, that's going to wrap it up for another episode Up and Running. Thanks for watching. Be sure to come back next time.